Hey guys, figured I'd do a little shop update here this evening and what's been going on with the pickups, and I kind of wanted to start the video off with a shop tour. I've never really done one of them. But this is my 30 by 40 pole barn. My dad helped me build it. He just kind of told me what I needed to do, and we had a good time building it, and it turned out really good. I'm thankful for my dad for helping me with that. He helps me out with a lot of stuff. We built it in the middle of summer. We had a couple weeks off work and went ahead and threw it up in a couple weeks, I think. And rented a skid steer and drilled all the holes. It's got 6x6 poles, and I mixed the concrete up for every single one of them, poured it, and just started framing on top of that. And it's got a 4-foot overhang on the front, as you can see there. I have put up bat insulation and just in between the 2x4s and hung chipboard. I still have a couple spots on the front I need to finish right here. And I had it spray foamed. I had the ceiling all spray foamed directly to the metal a couple weeks ago, just to keep it warm in here. I also installed I think it's an Englander pellet stove from Lowe's, and it seems to do pretty good with the insulation. Once I get my ceilings in here, I'm going to put metal ceilings in it. I think it'll do a little better, but it does pretty good. I think it's about 20 degrees outside, and it's probably 60, 65 in here right now. I have noticed one thing with these pellet stoves is you always want to kind of run oak pellets. I've bought the stuff. I've bought the ones from Tractor Supply. I think they're Patterson right there, and they just don't work as good. You always want the oak. The oak heats a lot better. I think the Pattersons are pine, and I didn't know that when I bought them. Moving on, shop's got two 8x10 doors kind of off to the side and kind of an area over here for walking in. My dad and I also did the wiring on it. Dad, he knows quite a bit about a lot of stuff, so I didn't really know what I was doing. So, like I said again, I'm thankful to have him, and he shows me a lot of stuff. Got my zero turn over here, and kind of just some equipment over here. Got my workbench I built, just kind of threw it up in probably about an hour and a half. These two were from my old shop, and I kind of just put them together with these boards here, and kind of made an area where I could put a chair there and slide under there and have a little desk. But as you can see, I've got stuff underneath there. So I got my U.S. General toolbox from Harbor Freight, just filled with a bunch of stuff, and I try to keep it organized. And jack stands over there. Got my old free chemical cabinet, a little welder with a tool cart to roll around on. And that's about it. I've got my cherry picker and my buddy's engine over here, and the truck off my red pickup, or the bed off my red pickup, excuse me. And some F100 parts, so for the most part I try to keep it pretty clean. It's kind of hard to sometimes. But anyway, moving on to it's kind of a shop tour. But I've got LED lights up here too, just from Walmart. I got for Christmas. But moving on the blue truck, this is kind of my bigger project right now, so I'm wanting to get this done first. This isn't going to be perfect by no means, but I'm still working on the pans. I've got the passenger side basically done. it turned out okay. I mean, I'm gonna seam seal it, and I gotta weld a piece of metal in that middle part too. Underneath the truck, it's probably something that you're not gonna wanna crawl under there and show everybody, I'd say. I mean, it's just lap welded, um, but it'll work for me. The cab mounts are really solid. I don't foresee it having a problem in the next 10 years or so. I don't see it rotting out again. And if it does, we'll pull the cab off and get a rust-free cab, which would be pretty near impossible to do, or just probably more than likely just fix this one. I've got a couple little pieces in them cab mounts I'm gonna weld in, but man, there ain't. Structurally, it's in good shape. The bushings even on the cab are in really good shape somehow. So yeah, I've got the floor pans going on. My next biggest thing on the truck after I get the floors done is I got my 351 Windsor over here for it. I got it all machined. It's a 95 351 Windsor out of a Ford pickup. It's been bored 30 over and all machined, and I'm waiting on my crankshaft right now and getting it turned. I'm putting Speed Pro bigger valve relief pistons in it, and I'm going to try to get around a 10 to 1 compression ratio. I'm still kind of not sure what I need to do for that, but I'm going to go with some AFR aluminum heads. I'm just trying to figure out what CC combustion chambers and everything to run so I can get that compression ratio I want. But I've actually got the pistons underneath here. These are the pistons I'm running. Pretty deep valve relief, but they got flat tops on them. And I'm going to use some, he gave me Hastings piston rings to use with it, and they've been around for a while, so I think that'll be good. I'm going to be running a Lunati Voodoo hydraulic roller cam. This is a roller block here. 95 is roller, so a lot better choice in my opinion. I was looking for a roller motor. I did not want a flat tapping engine. Again, I feel like the roller would be a better option for me. I believe it's around a 550 lift and 112 LSA with around a 275 duration or something. It's a little under 280 duration. I got my double roller timing chain there. I still need my heads and intake, and I'm just waiting on parts basically. So that's where I'm at on the engine. I am going to be running Phytec fuel injection on this truck, and I'm also kind of waiting on what I need to do, what I'm trying to figure out for the transmission. I'm just kind of been looking into a lot of different things. I'm thinking about going with a T5 or a Tremec 5-speed, and the Tremec's are really expensive, so that's going to be another thing. Probably the most expensive part of the truck will be the transmission and the clutch and making all that work. So the front end, I've still not done anything with it. I'm going to completely rebuild it for now and maybe do some sway bars in the front and back. I'm doing power disc brakes up front. I'm just probably going to I may just go ahead and swap the discs on the back too for the Ford 9-inch. It's got 370 gears in it. I'm going to completely pull it out and put new leaf springs in it, kind of stiffen it back up, and take the helper coils out, because this thing is just wobbly. I mean, you can barely touch the thing. It's moving. So them leaf springs are shot, definitely. So that's kind of where I'm at on this. I'll paint all this up when I'm ready. I did power wash it, but you can't hardly tell. So that's kind of where I'm at on this. I'm just gonna get it running really good and make it safe and sound underneath it, and you know, when I want to, I'll be able to paint it whenever, so no big deal. It's not going to be a show truck. This thing's going to be driven on gravel roads and all different kinds of stuff, so I'm not really too concerned with making a show piece. I'll probably have it forever. It's hard for me to let a truck go. So moving on to this one, I've been trying to figure out what to do with it. This is the truck I did the engine rebuild on with the cammed. It's got a bigger cam 302 with a carburetor swap. That's about all it's done to it. It's got an AOD automatic trans, 3-inch suspension lift, 33s. Basically, the problem with this truck is I repainted it. My dad and I did all the body work and painted it probably 7-8 years ago, and it don't seem like 7 or 8 years ago, but it's about been that, I think 7 or 8. But my senior year of high school, and we painted it. Didn't really pay attention much underneath the truck. I thought everything was fine, and drove it around for a long time like that. Looked pretty good. We did a 1-stage Omni coat, but it was just kind of a cheap high school truck, you know, to redo, have some fun with. The problem with this truck is the cab is just shot. Underneath it, the cab mount on this side is almost completely gone through the floor. The back of the cab corner is completely rotted out, and there's I could show you in here, all the way down the side here is completely rotted through. You can see the floor right there. It's the same way on the other side. So I was wanting to keep this thing completely original, use all my original parts, but I'll have so much money in that cab fixing it. I'm thinking I'm just going to try to find a good cab in good shape, which shouldn't be that hard to find for one of these. I'd think that there'd be a rust-free one out there somewhere a guy could get. And what I'll do is just take my doors and all my interior pieces and everything and put it back on the truck. Other than that, the front clip don't have no rust on it. The frame is in pretty decent shape. I've noticed kind of in this area by the gas tank, it is a little thinner, and it's got some pretty deep scaling. But I think it'll work. I think it'll be just fine. It's really solid still. But I basically want to take everything off of it to where it's a rolling chassis, paint the frame, completely redo this one, because this truck means a lot more to me than this is probably my most prized possession. Well, it is. My dad gave me this truck, so I'll have it forever for sure. But that's kind of where I'm at on this. It's just going to sit in here till I'm ready for it. It's just going to be such a big project, I don't want to tackle it right now. Basically, I want to be having fun with this truck while I'm working on this one. So there's the 302 in it. I've had a lot of people ask me how I did this and everything, and I'm just going to have to do a video on it sometime, and I've just not had time. It wasn't easy, but it wasn't like overly like frustrating, I guess. It was just kind of took a lot of thinking is what it took. So I kind of just figured it all out myself and found parts to make it work. So I'll do a video on that sometime. But yeah, that's what's been going on. I want to enjoy this truck a while before I do the body work and paint it. I think it'd be kind of cool driving it around the way it is with a brand new engine, transmission, and just a really good drive line in it and everything new, and just looking like that. I think it'd be cool. So that's what I'm going to do for a while. And then I'll probably want to get in here and paint it. So but that's kind of just a little Thursday night update here on New Year's Eve. I don't know if this video will be up tonight or not, but hope you all have a good New Year. God bless you all. Thank you for watching.